Okay, well, I just wanted to hop on here really fast, and this isn't necessarily going to be a review of the Quartet app, but just sort of I downloaded it yesterday, and I wanted to give everyone my impressions on it. Now, to be completely frank, one of the backing tracks I always use, and the person I always support for that is Phil Wilkinson, and the reason is simply just because when you play with his backing tracks, it feels the most, at least to me, like playing with an actual group of musicians. Now, I feel like Quartet is getting also close to that as well in some areas, and then in other areas not. It's very similar to Band in a Box, the sound for me, except it feels a little more real, even though that I know that app or program, you can program it and it's sort of, you know, it's real musicians, but the computer sort of pieces it together. So I wanted to just sort of kind of share my thoughts over the Quartet app and then maybe play some tunes for you and sort of show it off a little bit. And I tried to integrate it here into my system, so this is also a good test for that as well. So let's, look at the app here. All right, so as you can see here, right, this is the main sort of home screen for the app. And what it is it's just a bunch of backing tracks, right, in various styles. I have downloaded the Quartet 1, but there's 4 different quartets, 4 different apps that you can purchase that have various amounts of backing tracks to them. I believe this one has 150, and each one has like around 100 to 150. I don't know the exact number, but it's a good amount. So this one cost me around $15 US. So it is a bit pricey on that end, but you get a lot of value for it. And, I think it's pretty cool as far as a teaching tool. So you look here, we have all our different backing tracks that you can get. And you can also search your backing tracks, which is pretty cool if you're trying to quickly pull up something. So if we go into one of them, let's search here. I was actually just playing with this track this morning. So I wanted to pull this up. So this is sort of the basic layout of it. This is the tune impressions, sort of the classic modal tune of So What, any sort of contrafact on that. But it's pretty cool. We can, kind of select wherever we want to start. This is what it sounds like. So it sounds pretty good, I feel like on some of this stuff, depending on how you vary the tempos, it can start to sound more of the computer aspect of things. So if you're in sort of the realm of like 50 clicks over, it might sound still good, or like maybe 20, 30 clicks under. But as you get more extreme, I feel like it becomes more, it sounds more computer based. So that's something to keep in mind with it. But it's cool to have that flexibility. And you can't see down here at the bottom of the screen, but we also have the ability to change the key and change the tempo. And also, if you're trying to loop certain sections, let's say if you just wanted to loop this E flat part, right, you could just simply click on this and play. And it'll loop the E flat part, which is pretty cool if you're trying to work on certain elements or areas of whatever tune you're trying to work on. It'll be great for me as in teaching as well. Okay, that's pretty much the basic thing. You can also get kind of, chord charts here for each of the stuff. We can have what their suggestion would be for an E flat minor chord, or on the guitar, right? They're suggesting this for, turn it up so you can hear me. They're suggesting that for an E flat minor, which is fine. This is our standard drop 2 voicing, but it's a good way to kind of get, I think, just jumped in right to some of the voicings that maybe would be the bread and butter of what people would use. So it's not necessarily, it's not like this is how you comp over it, but I think it's kind of cool. And they have ukulele too, if you're into that. I taught ukulele during COVID. I never want to go back to that instrument. So, but I thought maybe I would play a little bit for you and you can get the vibe of this track here. So I'm going to play a little bit of impressions for you, and then we'll move on to some other tunes. If you have any questions or anything else that you would like, just let me know in the chat. So here's some impressions for you, and you guys can kind of make up your mind about how Quartet feels and sounds. Oh, let me change to a different view. Give me a sec. Again, like I said, this is sort of a test for it. So I have it up here, and then I can switch over here. All right, here we go. All right, so that's a little bit of impressions for everybody, and so you can kind of get the vibe how it sounds. I think it sounds pretty good. You know, it doesn't feel to me as good as playing with the Phil Wilkinson backing tracks. That's just because there's so much unexpected things that happen in those tracks that make it feel like sort of real life. But for these ones, yeah, I don't. It doesn't feel bad. It doesn't feel like Band in a Box. Doesn't feel like definitely doesn't feel like iReal. And that's something that's good, because as we're practicing with backing tracks, if we don't have the ability to play with people constantly, practicing with good backing tracks is important to build that time feel, right? So for this sort of style, right, if I was practicing with iReal, it might be very straight and sort of, you know, very robotic sounding. right? We don't want our swing to sound. We want it to sound nice legato, nice smooth phrasing there. So we've developed that by playing with good backing tracks and good people. So let's, keep moving on here. I wanted to play a variety of different styles. Not spend too long on this, but let's pull up a ballad next, just a classic, Oh, here, let me change the input here so you can see what I'm doing. All right, so here's what it sounds like on a ballad. So a little bit of some ballad for you guys. That was Body and Soul. Yeah, I feel like it feels pretty nice on the ballad. It doesn't necessarily have, right, there's no unexpected moments in it, but that's fine, But for just trying to work on some ideas over a ballad, that was a great experience, and it would be a good tool for teaching as well. So let's play one more for everybody, and then we'll kind of call it quits here. Let's do a blues. We'll do sort of a bebop blues here, a bird blues. So this is Blues for Alice. All right, so that was a little bit of some blues for you guys. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this little demonstration of Quartet. Just wanted to kind of hop on here and try it out and see, what happens. So let me look and see if there's any questions in the chat for that, I missed. I want to make sure I get to everybody.